Thank you to everybody. First of all, you already understand that I am Italian according with my bad English. So, excuse me for that. Sorry for that. My story is a very easy story. When I was a child, I was always dreaming to cross the big desert of empty quarter. You know, it's 1,000 kilometers. And I was reading an encyclopedia where there was written that the camels too, they was not able to go inside the empty quarter. And all the people, they only crossing the border. Also the biggest oil companies were not able to go inside. And I was asking to me, why? Where is the limit? And I was 7 years old. It was 1974. Now I am 48 years old. I was in Italy. I was a baby. I was reading encyclopedia. And I asked myself, why? And in that period, I remember that it was a very bad period for me because I had a problem with my feet. My feet had problems. So my mother brought me to a doctor, orthopedic. And the orthopedic said to my mother, hey, this baby has to use orthopedic shoes. And when he will be 18 years old, he has to go under surgery. So forget for all his life to walk, to run, to do any kind of sport activity. But I was dreaming to cross this desert. So how it works? So I started to use these shoes and I started to cry immediately. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. At the end, my mother was looking at me. I was crying in front of this encyclopedia with a big picture of camels inside in the border of empty quarter. And she says to me, come here, Max, come. Leave the shoes. I still remember the windows was open and I saw my pair of shoes flying outside of the window. And said, listen, you from today, you will walk without shoes. And she started to brought me on the sand, on the stones, on the mountain, on the mud. And my feet start to become again, I can say, normal. So I understood in that time that nothing is impossible. And when someone is going to say to you, that's impossible, you already feel that you can do. When someone say to me, look, it's impossible. Come on, now I have 11 records for crossing desert. That means that I'm able to do something that nobody has been able to do before me. I crossed totally alone, never stopping, never sleeping. In summer too, on foot, desert with a huge, I can say, huge distance. I followed, for instance, the Tropic of Cancer line in Oman, 437 kilometers in 90 hours, totally alone. In summer, we were always speaking with Marcus. Also the Wahiba sands in summer, 58 degrees, sands at 74 degrees, 200 kilometers in 48 hours. I'm able now to run 160 kilometers daily in desert, never stopping, thanks to my feet, and not only. So the meaning is that when you have really a dream, it's not a matter of mind. The mind has only the goal to manage the best way to achieve the dream, not opposite. If you say to me, it's impossible to cross empty quarters, nobody has been able until now, I say to you, why? It's your way of thinking, it's not my way. Because the medicine, the sport medicine, the doctor says that it is impossible. You have to drink 3-liter waters every day. My best training is to cover 100 kilometers in summer within 24 hours, no drinking, no eating at all. Come on. Why is impossible? Because the average of the people, according with the medicine, they say that you have to drink 3 liters water. And that's useful. This is marvelous. This is very, very good to drink 3 liters of water. But if we discover that we are able also not to drink, immediately our way of thinking, our limit from here, arrive here. I'm not average. I'm not belong to an average. The average belong to the book. I am Max Calderan. You are John. You are Hannah. And you are Marcus. Every one of us is unique. And we don't belong at all to an average. Why I have to be compared to another guy or to another man or to another woman that is totally different from me, from my DNA, from my taste, from what I'm able to see or to watch? I tell you something. Each of you here now, you have to come with me in the desert. Each of you, for sure, you will do 100 kilometers without drinking in less than 24 hours. And if every one of us is thinking is impossible, I can say, no. Don't permit to other people to install in your mind the limit. Is other people's thoughts. Is not your one way of thinking. When you feel something, you can do what you are feeling. That's always been in this way. And the mind, I say again, has only to manage the way to achieve your goal. To stop at the traffic light because it's red. To pay, I don't know, taxes at the office. Nothing else. To manage a good training with the timing and so on. But the feeling is the driver. The feeling is the driver to go in this direction. And the mind has to manage everything. So, remember, nobody can stop with his own way of thinking your dream. And when someone will say to you, it's impossible, try to discover inside you something that will answer, okay, now, just because you say to me it's impossible, now I feel that I can do it. That's all. Thank you very much.